In today's video, I talk with Michael, a retired chiropractor, and his traveling partner, Anna. They are enjoying traveling in a van through Mexico, visiting surf breaks, exploring on the motorcycle, and visiting other attractions. Michael will give us a tour of his Sprinter van and share with us a story about a close call with bribery and extortion. I'm here with Mike and Anna. Met Mike surfing on our stand-up paddle boards, right?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. We're at this beautiful resort right next to the surf break, and we're about to head over to see Mike's Sprinter van. So Mike has a Sprinter van that they've been driving around Mexico, and we're gonna get a tour.
So start off in the garage.
Yeah, sure.
I kind of had it sectioned off so that this is kind of the garage. You can fit 3 full-size motorcycles in here. And this is the motorcycle ramp where I load the motorcycle in. And surfboards over here on the side, and this have this set up so it kind of makes like a rack and just slide them in right there. Believe it or not, it all fits in here. Check this out. So I made these little tables here so that you can use them like this, and then these swing open.
Oh, nice.
Like this. So you have like a little outdoor table on each side as the door opens up. And got the extra backpacks back here, but also use them as storage in the little compartments there. Of course, you have the outdoor stereo system so that when you pull up and the music's going, the party has already started.
You got it going on. You got your tie-downs all set up in here for the bikes. There's the longboard, some speakers, the fishing rod.
The fishing rod. I got extension cords and tarps and ropes. So just trying to make more counter space, and so what I did is I got these tables that flip up like this, and like that, and then one here, and suddenly you have a ton of counter space. And then when you don't need the counter space, obviously it just folds away. Kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
It all disappears. I have a sink right here with running water, and microwave right here, TV, DVD.
This is your lounge area.
Yeah, and then this actually makes into a bed. This flips out. It actually makes into a double bed.
Wow.
Yeah, these actually right here click out like that. This part goes right here, and it's a double bed.
Cool.
And everything, you know, it's like tiny homes, right? So
yeah.
Everything kind of flips out, and these seats turn around.
That really adds to the space.
And then go ahead and close that door. And there it is. And then this one does the same thing.
Right.
So the seats, it just makes it like doubles the space of the living area.
Right.
Here.
You could have 4 people hanging out playing cards, no problem.
This is the old storage for the, well, this is where the old fridge was, and now I just made it like a little pantry. And then in here we have cabinetry where we keep all of our silverware, paper towels, plates. Dual battery system, power inverter and converter.
Pantry. Snacks.
You can never have too many snacks. Yeah.
The TV's at a good place.
Yes. I kept it kind of simple.
Yeah.
Like they build these things out just so many different levels, right?
Right.
And I actually take it out to the desert quite often and camping, and it, you know, a lot of dirt and whatnot. So I'm kind of in the medium zone here, but everything works really well. And we're in Mexico, and so quite often there's fewer mosquitoes in here than there are in the rooms that we're in. So so yeah, like I said, it's really well insulated, as you can tell, like by the sound
quiet.
here. It's super quiet. And it's a Mercedes, so it drives like a dream. Cruise control, power, air conditioning, killer stereo system in here, and the DVDs actually play through the stereo system, so it's like a little theater system going on.
Do you need the air conditioning very much?
Yeah, you do for sure. And it has I have a dual therm, which is air conditioning or heating, either one. And so, but that's by landline, so I actually have to plug in for that one. But This van actually gets around 20 miles to the gallon. And this is fully loaded. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because a vehicle this size, if it was actually gasoline, would probably be 10, 12 miles to the gallon. So,
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
So you're hopping around Mexico?
We're hopping around Mexico, yes. We have been to Huacasta, Portosi. We have been to San Miguel de Allende. We went to Puebla. We have seen waterfalls, and we went to the butterfly sanctuary up in the mountains, which was unbelievable. There were literally, if you can imagine, 100,000 monarch butterflies just flying around you. It's really incredible.
Anna, tell me a little bit about being in the van traveling through Mexico.
It's a whole new experience that I think everybody should actually, do it once in a while. So
What are you doing with Instagram? Tell me about that.
we actually posting every day. Every time we get to a new place, we post it on Instagram. The Instagram account is going to be under the Adventures of Mike and Anna. And we try to share the photos so people can enjoy and see the places that we have been,
Awesome. So here we are at Mike's Sprinter van where he's got his toys. What do we got here?
This is a 2004 Kawasaki KLR 650, and it is an all-around desert machine. I load it up into the back of the van by myself, and I can unload it out of the van by myself, which is key. Because sometimes when you're traveling in the van, well, you're by yourself.
All right, this is a perfect bike for Mexico also.
It is
right?
perfect. 6-gallon gas tank, carries 2 people no problem. Top speed probably 95, but comfortable at 65 cruising. And it doesn't do anything great, but it does everything really well. So.
Good.
It's nice because when we get to a location, rather than having to move the van, especially if we, let's say we're camping at a location on the beach, you can unload the motorcycle, and that's kind of like a little shuttle, right? Mm-hmm. It also comes in handy if the van were to break down. We both can fill up a backpack, and while they're working on the van, the vacation continues. Yeah, so we can both still travel around via motorcycle. And I love to stand-up paddle surf. I can also regular surf, but I just decided that I like stand-up, and to combine stand-up paddling and surfing was a great thing.
What are your boards? Tell me what you got.
So this is a Bronner board, custom made. You can't buy these off the shelf. It's 7.4. It's 95 liters. I have it set up in a quad formation as far as the fins go, and super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun.
I saw you catching a lot of, you were ripping waves today on it.
I mean,
you were ripping.
The proof is in the pudding.
That's right, man. You had the proof going.
I bought that van, it's a 2005, and I bought it in 2010. In 2010, they weren't that popular. Nobody really knew what they were. I'd pull into a camping site and people would look at me like, what is that? But then it caught on and took off. It's life-changing. I mean, it is really the Swiss Army knife, and super comfortable. It's always loaded with like 2 weeks worth of clothes and supplies and stuff, so I can just take off whenever I want, and when I get to my destination, I open the door and we're camping or whatever we're doing. Yeah.
Do you have plans for more trips like this that are?
Yeah, I think we're going to be going up to Alaska. Yeah. Fairbanks, to be exact. And I think we're going to be up there for the Aurora Borealis, right? Wow. And do some salmon fishing. Uh-huh. Yeah, so that would be probably the next trip in the Sprinter van.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so you'd recommend van life if somebody's thinking about it?
You know what? I mean, how could you not? It's unbelievable. I think they call them land yachts now. And it truly is. I mean, you kind of have all your supplies with you. You can park it on the street. There's really no setup. It's just kind of ready to go. Uh-huh. Nice. Yeah.
Cool. Tell me, how much of your time did you spend inside the van during this trip versus into a hotel?
I would say for the most part, it's pretty comfortable doing 2 nights in the van and then 1 in a hotel to just kind of, wash up, clean up, regroup, maybe do some laundry. And then back in the van, it's really insulated. It's super comfortable. we have it built out that, so that it works for us, because the people, when they build them out, it's really nice. You can individualize it for that specific person and the specific purposes that they're going to use it for. Yeah. Come on in.
All right. So when you're not sleeping in the Sprinter van, you're hanging out at some beautiful place like this, right?
The lap of luxury.
Yeah. When you are staying in it, are you usually off the grid, staying somewhere, or are you finding a place that's got hookups for power?
So it really depends, but sometimes we'll pull into a town late at night. Like we were just in Puebla, which is a major city with one of the largest cathedrals in Mexico, and we parked very close to the cathedral, and it was kind of late, so it was our location for the night. Mm-hmm. But quite often we'll pull into campsites, but you don't need to. Anywhere that you can park that, because it's really not a motorhome per se when you look at it. Mm-hmm. It just looks like a very large van, and so you can park it on residential streets or.
You can get away with anything here.
Kind of, yeah.
How about safety?
That's a great question. So far, it's been super safe. We haven't had any problems, and there's been a couple places that felt a little sketchy. So when it feels like that, we'll get up and we'll walk around and kind of talk to the local people right there, and we're like, what do you think about this area? So it's better to be cautious than to just kind of take the guesswork out, right? Mm-hmm. And so far, safety's been great. And again, it's kind of inconspicuous looking. People don't really pay attention to it. Mm-hmm. So,
are you sticking mostly to main highways during the day, or do you have any rules like that you do?
We try not to drive at night. Yeah. So driving only during the day, and it's been mostly toll roads here.
Oh, you did have one bribe, right?
We did. Actually, it was coming across the border from New Mexico into Mexico. At the border agency, they wanted us to pay for our vehicle to come across, and they wanted it in American dollars and in cash. And it was kind of crazy because they wouldn't talk about it inside, but the consulate inside walked outside to notify the guys that they were to ask us for the money. It was extortion. I'm going to use the term and just throw it out there.
And then you went to the ATM and came back?
So we told them we didn't have the money because I really didn't want to pay it, right? Because if I pay it, the next guy will have to pay it, and then so on and so forth. So if they're going to make it hard on me, I'm going to kind of try to make it hard on them, right? So we told them that we were going to have to go to the ATM to get the money. So we left for a while, and we were trying to figure out what to do. And to be honest, I kind of surrendered. I said, you know what? We're on vacation. It's $100. Let's just pay it and move on and just call it, what it is. So we went back, and we kind of lucked out because they were having a changing of shift. And the new guy who came on just waved us through. So we actually didn't have to pay anything, and we got through, and all's well. Yeah, it's been a great trip traveling in a van through Mexico. And I would recommend it for anybody who loves adventure. We've seen waterfalls, we've seen art, we've seen cathedrals, met great people, met Jim. It's just been a great time. Yeah. It's not over yet. So
it's not over.
Yeah.
So it's great meeting people like you on the road. It makes it fun.
Thanks, man.
So thank you.
Okay.
For more information about traveling and living abroad or living in Mexico, please take the time to check out my cost of living videos and lifestyle profiles. And for more information, please visit www.livingoverseas.tv.